How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. It is time for the 2-minute take. That's where I take a topic of the day and discuss it in 2 minutes or less, or as close to 2 minutes as I possibly can. I will tell you what the topic is in just a wee sec, but before that, it is time for some housekeeping on the channel. A lot going on in the world of Celtic these days. If you missed my reaction to the win against Hibs on Monday night, you can check that out on the channel now. Matt O'Reilly seems to be a name that's joining Celtic from MK Dons. He's a midfielder, a young midfielder who is previous off Fulham. I will be finding out a little bit more about him from an MK Dons podcaster. That video will be available on the channel whenever the move is confirmed by the club. And former Celtic player Paddy McCourt will be with me as well later on in the week, so that video will be available very shortly, as well as the Huddle breakdown that's being recorded in the usual slot of tomorrow night, Thursday night, if you're watching this at a different point in time. But before all that, before I get into the topic of the day, if you're new to the channel, if you come here regularly and you're not subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button below and like the video as well, so that more people can see them. It helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate all the people who have subscribed so far, and hopefully they're enjoying the content that I'm bringing them on the channel. Today's topic on the 2-minute take, though, is who is Celtic's most important player. Now, the caveat to this is that it might not necessarily be the player that I think is the best player at the club. It's a player that I think would have the biggest impact on the team if they were taken out of the starting 11. So let's get in to the 2-minute take. Who is Celtic's most important player? So the player that I think is most important to Celtic is Cal McGregor. Now that might seem like an obvious choice because he is the captain, but for a number of reasons, I think he is Celtic's most important player. The first being is that he's just a quality player. I think he's the best in the league at his position, at his job, and he's one of Celtic's best players over the last number of years. As well as that, he's a really consistent player. Consistent in performance, in the standards that he brings every single week, consistency in the bigger games, and also consistency in just playing. He started almost every game for Celtic, bar 3 this year, and of the games that he did start, he's played 90 minutes or more in all of them, bar 2, which is an incredible run of fixtures for a player who has played an insane amount of minutes over the last couple of years for club and for country as well. The second reason is that I think the midfield position is where Celtic lack depth in terms of the quality and the step down if you take Cal McGregor out of the team. For example, James McCarthy, Sorrow, Beaton, Itaguchi, they're all decent players, but if you compare them to Cal McGregor and what he does, first of all, they're not the same players, and second of all, they're not as good. The only position that I think you're taking a bigger step down is potentially if you take Cameron Carter-Vickers out of the team. But in terms of Celtic, where you're controlling the game, where you are on the ball more, and you want your midfielders to be on the ball, I think it's more important to have consistency in your selection and have a player who's as good, if not better, than Cal McGregor in as a second option there, and Celtic just don't seem to have that. And then the third reason, I think, is that leadership quality that he brings to the team. Not only does he perform on the pitch as a captain and as a leader, off the pitch too, he has represented Celtic very well since taking over that captain's mantle from Scott Brown. So that is the 2-minute take. I even managed to get it in with 10 seconds to spare. That's how confident I am in the fact that Cal McGregor is Celtic's most important player. What do you think? Who do you think is Celtic's most important player? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Nearly at 4,000 subs. Desperately close. Want to get to 5,000, so please do hit that subscribe button and hit the bell too if you want to get notified every time a video goes live. As I said, the Huddle breakdown will be with you as usual tomorrow. I will be chatting to Paddy McCourt, former Celtic players Paddy McCourt, about his thoughts on the season so far at some stage this week as well. So that will be available. And again, I will be discussing Matt O'Reilly, the new Celtic boy, the reported new Celtic boy coming in from MK Dons. That will be on the channel as well once that transfer is confirmed. But until then, thanks for watching, folks. We'll chat to you later.